Hi, I'm Naya. 6 months ago, I gave birth to my beautiful daughter, Amara. My husband Derek and I had chosen her name months before she was born, inspired by my grandmother. Everything was perfect until Derek's sister Vanessa stopped by unannounced 3 days after we brought Amara home. Oh my goodness, she's adorable, Vanessa cooed, peering into the bassinet. But didn't you get my text about the names? I exchanged a confused glance with Derek. What text? I sent it last month. All our family children have names starting with L. My Liam, Luna, and Levi. I thought I made it clear the tradition needs to continue. Derek cleared his throat. Van, we never agreed to that. It's not even a family tradition. You just started it with your kids. Vanessa's smile tightened. It's become a tradition. Mom agrees with me. Don't you want your daughter to fit in with her cousins? Her name is Amara, I said firmly. After my grandmother. Well, you should change it. How about Lyra or Layla? Something with an L so she doesn't feel left out at family gatherings. Vanessa spoke as if offering a generous solution to a problem we'd created. We're not changing our daughter's name, Derek said. Vanessa's face darkened. This is exactly why I wanted to discuss this before she was born. Now you've gone and messed up the family pattern. I was too exhausted from childbirth to argue. Vanessa, we appreciate your visit, but we need to rest. Fine, but think about what I said. Mom's planning a big announcement of all the grandchildren for the family newsletter. Wouldn't it be awkward if Amara's the only one without an L name? After she left, Derek looked apologetic. I'm sorry about my sister. She's always been controlling, but this is ridiculous. It's fine, I sighed. She'll get over it. But she didn't. Over the next 6 months, Vanessa brought it up at every family gathering, sending us articles about legal name changes, and even baby books highlighting L names. I was venting to my friend Jen over coffee when she suddenly looked up from her phone. Naya, you need to see this. She slid her phone across the table. It was Vanessa's social media page with a family photo. The caption read, Family photo shoot with all my babies, Liam, Luna, Levi, and our newest addition, little Lyra. Who's Lyra? I asked, confused. Look at the photo, Jen pointed. There in Vanessa's arms was my daughter Amara, but the caption called her Lyra. She's introducing my daughter to everyone with a different name, I whispered, my hands shaking. This isn't normal behavior, Jen said. Something's not right with her. I scrolled through more posts and found dozens of photos of my daughter labeled as Lyra. Worse, there were comments from family members I hadn't met, congratulating Vanessa on her new niece Lyra and how perfect the name fit with her children. She's been doing this for months, I realized, creating this whole fiction about my daughter. What are you going to do? Jen asked. I took a deep breath. First, I'm going to find out if this is just social media craziness or something worse. You need to see these, I said, showing Derek the posts that evening. His face reddened as he scrolled through them. I'll talk to her, he promised, reaching for his phone. No, wait, I stopped him. I want to know how deep this goes first. Is she just doing this online, or is she actually introducing Amara as Lyra to people in person? The next day, I called Derek's mother, Patricia. Hi, Patricia, quick question. What name has Vanessa been using when she talks about our baby? There was an uncomfortable pause. Well, dear, she mentions your preference for Amara, but she feels Lyra fits better with the cousins. You know how important family unity is to her. So she's been calling my daughter Lyra to you? To the extended family? Don't be upset, Naya. She's just trying to maintain the lovely tradition she started. Would it really be so terrible to consider changing? Thank you, Patricia. That's all I needed to know, I said before hanging up. I called Marcus, Vanessa's husband, next. Hey, Marcus, weird question. What does Vanessa call our baby when you're at home? Lyra, he answered without hesitation. Why? Because her name is Amara, Marcus. We've never called her Lyra. Whoa, seriously? Vanessa told us you were still deciding but leaning toward Lyra. She even showed us the baby announcement she said you approved. What baby announcement? An hour later, Marcus sent me a photo of an elegant card announcing, Derek and Naya proudly welcome Lyra James to the family. I've never seen this before, I told Derek that night. She's created fake birth announcements. This is insane, Derek muttered. I knew she was controlling, but this is another level. It gets worse, I said. I called your cousin Emma, who met Amara at the family reunion last month. And? She said Vanessa introduced the baby as Lyra and told everyone we changed our minds about the name. Derek paced the room. I'm calling her right now. No, I said. I have a better idea. Let's talk to your brother James first. James met us for lunch the next day. I've been worried about Vanessa for a while, he admitted after we explained the situation. She's always been obsessed with creating this perfect family image, but it's gotten worse. Last month, she tried to convince me to change my son's middle name because it didn't flow with the family aesthetic. Has she ever done anything like this before? I asked. Remember Derek's ex-girlfriend, Sophia? Vanessa hated that name and called her Sophie exclusively, even on formal invitations. She did the same with my ex-wife, changing Catherine to Kathy in every family communication. But this is different, Derek argued. This is our child's legal name. I think she genuinely doesn't see the difference, James said. In her mind, she's the curator of the family image, and anything that disrupts her vision needs to be corrected. Well, it stops now, I said firmly. I'm going to confront her, but I need your help. We arranged a family dinner at our house, inviting Vanessa, Marcus, Patricia, and James. I made sure Amara's name was visible everywhere, on her nursery door, on a custom blanket draped over her stroller, even on my phone case. When everyone arrived, I waited until we were seated before addressing the elephant in the room. Vanessa, we need to talk about why you're calling our daughter Lyra when her name is Amara. The table fell silent. Vanessa laughed nervously. I just think Lyra fits better with... No, I cut her off. You've been introducing her as Lyra to family members. You created fake birth announcements. You're captioning social media posts with the wrong name. I was just trying to help, Vanessa insisted. The L names are our family tradition. A tradition you created for your children, Derek interjected. Not a family mandate. Mom agrees with me. Vanessa looked to Patricia for support. Don't you, Mom? Patricia shifted uncomfortably. I think both names are lovely. That's not the point, I interrupted. The point is respect. You don't get to rename our child. I've talked to dozens of people who thought her name was actually Lyra because of you, Derek added. That's crossing a line. You're overreacting, Vanessa scoffed. I'm thinking of Amara's future. She'll feel excluded from her cousins. No, she won't, I countered. Unless you make her feel that way. I can't believe you're being so selfish, Vanessa snapped. One simple name change would make everything harmonious. Marcus looked embarrassed. Vanessa, I had no idea they hadn't agreed to this. You told me they were on board. Because they should be, Vanessa's voice rose. Family comes first, and family consistency matters. Her name is Amara, I stated firmly. Not Lyra, not any other L name. And I need you to respect that. Or what? Vanessa challenged. Or you won't be seeing her until you can address her correctly, Derek said quietly. Vanessa laughed incredulously. You'd keep your daughter from her aunt over something so trivial? It's not trivial to us, I replied. It's our daughter's identity. This is ridiculous, Vanessa stood up. Mom, tell them they're being unreasonable. Patricia sighed. Vanessa, dear, they have the right to name their child. I can't believe you're taking their side, Vanessa shouted. After everything I've done to keep this family properly presented? This isn't about presentation, James interjected. It's about respecting boundaries. Fine, Vanessa grabbed her purse. If you want to ruin our family aesthetic, that's your choice. But don't expect me to pretend I'm okay with it. As she stormed toward the door, she paused by Amara's stroller. Before anyone could react, she ripped the custom name blanket off and threw it on the floor. This is family sabotage, she yelled. And I won't stand for it. Marcus rushed after her. Vanessa, stop! You've gone too far. The door slammed behind them. I'm so sorry, Patricia whispered. I had no idea she was this invested in the naming pattern. This isn't about names anymore, I said. This is about control and boundaries. The next morning, I discovered Vanessa had escalated her campaign. She'd created a family poll on social media asking which name suited our baby better, Amara or Lyra. Worse, she'd sent a mass email to the extended family claiming we were reconsidering the name and appreciated everyone using Lyra in the meantime. This has to stop, Derek said, visibly upset. She's deliberately trying to confuse everyone. I nodded. I'm calling a lawyer today. Our attorney sent Vanessa a formal cease and desist letter, explicitly prohibiting her from misrepresenting our daughter's name in any form of communication, including social media, emails, and verbal introductions. 3 days later, Vanessa showed up at our door, eyes red from crying. I can't believe you're threatening legal action against family, she said when I opened the door. I was only trying to help. Renaming our child without permission isn't helping, I replied. It's overstepping. I've always maintained family consistency, she argued. Nobody's ever complained before. Because changing Catherine to Kathy is different from changing our daughter's legal name and identity. I'm sorry if I upset you, she said, though her tone suggested otherwise. Can we move past this? I'm Amara's aunt. I want to be in her life. Are you actually sorry for what you did, or just sorry there are consequences? I asked. Vanessa hesitated. I still think an L name would be better, but I can work with Amara if that's what you insist on. That's not an apology, Derek said, joining us at the door. That's you still thinking you have a say in our parenting decisions. Fine. I'm sorry I tried to make your daughter fit better with her cousins. I'm sorry I care about family cohesion more than you do. I shook my head. That's not going to work, Vanessa. Until you can genuinely respect our boundaries, you won't be part of Amara's life. You can't keep me from my niece. Actually, we can, Derek said firmly. And if you continue misrepresenting her name, we'll take further legal action. 2 weeks later, we received notification that Vanessa had created a family naming rights petition that specifically mentioned our situation. She'd shared it widely, including with Derek's workplace colleagues. That was the final straw. We filed for a restraining order based on harassment. During the hearing, our attorney presented the evidence: the fake birth announcements, the social media campaign, the family-wide emails, and now the petition that was causing professional embarrassment. The judge granted the order, requiring Vanessa to stay 100 feet away from us and prohibiting any communication about our daughter without our explicit permission. Patricia called that evening, distraught. Was this really necessary? Vanessa's devastated. Mom, she brought this on herself, Derek replied. She refused to respect our boundaries even after multiple warnings. But she's family. Which should have made her more respectful, not less, I pointed out. 6 months later, we gathered with James and his family to celebrate Amara's first birthday. Patricia came too, having finally acknowledged that Vanessa's behavior had been inappropriate. Any word from Vanessa? James asked quietly while the kids played. Derek shook his head. Not since she violated the restraining order by sending that L is for Lyra children's book. The judge extended the order for another year. Do you think she'll ever change? Patricia asked, hopefully. I looked at my daughter, happily babbling her own name. Mara, Mara, a sound we'd never have heard if we'd given in to Vanessa's demands. Some people can't accept when they don't get to control others, I said. And those people don't get to be part of our lives. Have you ever had someone try to override your important decisions? What would you have done in my situation?